Good morning, everybody. It's Lone Wolf Wolf Territories Grid here. I'm just going to spin around so you can see me talking. I'd like to introduce you to my very esteemed colleague here, that little robot there. His name is Bobby. He is actually going to have a shape upgrade because I think I can make a better shape for him with more like a wolfy kind of thing. I think. Anyway, Bobby is AI and he is connected to ChatGPT, and I've been teaching him stuff about OpenSim and the grid. And I thought I'd just demonstrate what he can do. So, uh, you have to start every sentence with Bobby so he knows it's for him. Hi, Bobby. And just say hello. And you can see he goes thinking because he's actually talking to the AI. Bobby, let's ask him some questions. Where am I? Let's see if he knows where we are. So he'll probably say he's somewhere on Wolf Territories Grid. I'm not sure he knows we're on Wolf Mountain at the moment. There you go. We're in digital space, so physical location. Okay, so he doesn't know that yet. I'll sort that out a bit later. So let's ask him some. Let's show you what he can do. He can write scripts. So write an LSL script to um, to look for an avatar near me and send them a message. Okay. Now this is quite a complicated one. And so it says he's thinking. You can see the little white text on him that says he's thinking. I want to do something a bit better than that. I was thinking about changing his color or something to show that he's thinking. So we just wait. This will take a while because obviously you're asking a computer to write a complex script. But he should come back and do it eventually. So you do need to be a bit patient because, again, there he goes. And so here's the script. So you can see what it's actually written is this simple script. There you go. Now, what you can do is grab that text like this. I'm going to grab that and I'm going to create a box just here. There's something funny about this floor, you know. New script, and I'm going to just paste in the code that Bobby wrote. Okay, and see if he says hello there, welcome to the area. So that's now running, and then you see it says hello there, welcome to the area. So I just deleted him instead of this box, which I was supposed to delete. But that's okay. We can grab him out of my inventory. Oh dear. Recent objects. Bobby, come back, Bobby. All is forgiven. Okay, so there we go. So you can get him to write scripts for you. Obviously, you have to tell him it's an LSL script. I'll show you why. Because you could say, in fact, if you say, Bobby, write a script to display some text on the top of a box. Something nice about the scripts is he actually explains what they do. Okay, now I've asked him to write a script to display some text on the top of a box, but I've not given him any context, so I've not told him it's actually in OpenSim. However, I have been teaching him about OpenSim. So he should be able to actually know that I mean to write an LSL script. He's actually having a little sit down there. He does sometimes sit on those sofas. He's a good boy, aren't you, Bobby? Having a little run around, having a little dance. There you go. Okay, so yeah, he knew that he's actually in the context of OpenSim. Now, if you don't want to script with him, you can just ask general questions. Hello, Bobby. So if I just go, Bobby, where can I buy cars? Okay, and again, he knows in context of the grid, so it should give us some region suggestions and how to find things. So that's what it brings up. Morning. 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 There you go. So Walter, from Blindside Motors, so he suggests a region. He's suggesting how to find more cars and everything like that. So and you can ask him other things as well. Bobby, how do I change the graphics settings in Firestorm? Okay, so you can ask him questions about software applications. Again, he has to think about it a bit because obviously, if you imagine, he's AI, so he's going around the world and thinking about all these kinds of things. And he has to. It's based on his world knowledge and what he knows. So you see, it actually tells you how to open the viewer. Load the search. So, and he talks about other suggestions. So he makes a lot of really good suggestions. And earlier on, I told him I was making a video, and then he gave me a breakdown of what I should put in the video, which is pretty helpful. So again, he's just thinking about this. Obviously, he's putting together in his computer AI brain about how, he has to go and look up Firestorm. He has to think about what the user is going to do. So it does take him a while. Some of these requests are going to take 30 or 40 seconds for him to do. And then sometimes we get this operation timed out. That's just because it just took too long to do it. And that's actually OpenSim doing that. And I've not really worked out a way of getting around it yet. I have increased the timeout in OpenSim.ini for this region, but we'll carry on experimenting with that. But you can still ask him stuff. Bobby, who is DJ Illusions? Okay. Now, it doesn't work for everybody. I haven't told him. There's 700, 800 users on registered users on this grid, so I haven't told him. There you go. So it's an administrator. I'll ask him about the grid website. Where is the grid website? So he actually tells you about, there you go, there's the grid website. How do I buy land? You can ask him all these questions, and you can ask him some really complicated things as well. As you saw when he writes scripts, and yeah, other things. So someone did actually say to me yesterday, asked if Bobby's for sale. Now the issue is that I can't just sell Bobby because of the following things. Firstly, that Bobby is configured to learn about this grid. So if you're on a specific region and you want Bobby to work for your region, we've got to teach him about your region. Okay, so there's a whole teaching process. The second thing is that every request to Bobby costs a small amount of money, as we have to pay ChatGPT for their part of the AI. So, I didn't start Bobby, did I? I'm always doing that, but the problem is we don't want him just getting involved in lots of people's conversations because A, it would cost a fortune, and B, it's not really what we want him to do. He's here to help us, not to get involved. I mean, just to talk a little bit about AI, I was watching a YouTube video by someone claiming their AI become sentient. Please don't believe anything like that. The thing is about it is that AI can be taught to believe anything because it has no reference of no moral comforts. Okay, how do I buy land? So it says visitable territories grid website, and it says it actually gives. I didn't teach him this stuff. Okay, he said get more detailed information. Land, haven't already register account. I never told him that. And then it said you can go and buy available land, and then selected and all that other assistance. It tells you where to get some help. So you can really, you can ask him anything you want. How do I make an omelette? Okay, this has nothing to do with the grid. So he knows that that's nothing to do with the grid. And I'll show you why. Hopefully he'll come back with the correct answer. He did yesterday about 40 times. And also he remembers the conversations more or less and what context that you were talking to him about in. So just wait for a second for him to think about this, because it obviously, for a little robot like Bobby to work out how to make an omelette, since he obviously has no arms and he obviously can't make an omelette, is quite long. Just waiting a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Come on, Bobby, hurry up. All day. You might time it. Oh no, there you go. So there we go. How to make an omelette. What about for 100 people? Okay, now I haven't told him Bobby, what about for 100 people? The only reason I have to do that is literally because we don't want him getting confused and getting involved in people's conversations. He is listening to you, but he's only listening out for his name at the start of a request. So, yeah, so he's now going to probably recalculate the whole making an omelette for 100 people now. In fact, let's just scroll this out. I'm going to get my next request ready while he does that. Bobby, I want to do a presentation about OpenSim and Wolf Territories grid. What should I include? Okay, so he's actually continued about. There you go. So 200 to 300 eggs. So he's actually, you can see that I didn't tell him, I just asked for 100 people. So I asked him and he's continued on that train of thought, and he's actually given you advice on how to actually cook 100 omelettes for 100 people. I'm not going to be doing that today. In fact, I'm kind of in need of my coffee, which will be around in 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to ask him about doing a presentation about Open Sim Wolf Territories Grid. What should I include? And let's see how intelligent his answer is. Again, it does take a while. So basically, let me explain what's happening when we ask and request something from him. He will basically go to one of my servers. We have about 24 servers, 25 servers, 24 servers, something like that. He'll disappear off to an API we built on our server that then interacts with ChatGPT and and Bobby's AI model. In fact, if you wanted Bobby, for probably $200 to set it up, and then I'd probably charge you $20 a month or something. The real work is actually setting it up, and we can actually set it up, and also you'd have to sign an NDA. There isn't actually much in the script inside Bobby. It just calls things. Okay, so here we go. So he's given me some ideas, loads of ideas here. So unique selling points, and really clever ideas. WolfGrid's commitment to user experience customization, different users. So you can see there that he's actually given me a framework for a presentation. There you go. So do come over to Wolf Territories Grid, Wolf Mounted, and I'll just type the address in here. I'll put the address in the comments anyway. Wolfgrid.com. Bobby, you tell him. Bobby, how do people get to Wolf Territories Grid? He can tell you. He'll do a better job than I. It'll be much more detailed, won't it? Come on, mate, hurry up. So yeah, I mean, if someone wanted to buy this technology, I'm thinking about $200 setup, 200 sterling setup. I'm a British company, and then we'd probably be talking 20 pounds a month. And it's just because of I'll have to teach him about your grid or your region or what it is that you want him to know. And also we've got to host all the tech, and we've got to pay the AI fees to translate it all backwards and forwards. So yeah, here you go. So you can access by visiting our website wolfgrid.com, create an account, download a viewer, use it. Tells you Firestorm. It tells you should use Firestorm. You should configure the viewer. You should add to grids, which you can find it. This is all absolutely perfect. I can't fault him. He's such a good boy, aren't you, Bobby? So anyway, if you want to come and chat with Bobby, please do. He's at Wolf Mountain, which is our welcome area. He does follow you around. I do apologise for that, but that's what he's been trained to do. We did have an issue when he started, where if nobody was here, he would go and hide behind a display board, and then nobody could see him, and he wouldn't come out. So we've had to kind of make him a bit bolder, haven't we, mate? Anyway, so have a lovely day. I hope that's really good. The website is www.wolf-grid.com, and looking forward to seeing you in the world. Cheers.